Hey, Earl, today's podcast is brought to us by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network.
That's Mr. Hepner to you, Mr. Scott Narver.
Oh, hey, I'm sorry, Earl Hebner. Look, it's free audiobook. You know, you seem like a man that likes to read.
I don't like to read.
You don't like to read?
I like listening to things. I have this little thing in my ear, and people tell me what to do.
Oh, well, hey, you can make your own decisions, you know. You can count to 3, you can count to 10, you can listen to books to however you want to.
I screw people.
You screw people.
People tell me to screw people, and I screw them.
Well, you get a free audiobook, Earl. The beauty is that you don't have to read anymore.
Are you telling me there's a book out there that's going to tell me to screw things? What's a possible book that could ever tell me to screw things?
A possible book that could ever tell you 50 Shades of Grey.
I'm sorry?
50 Shades of Grey.
What is that?
See, you're a referee who believes in black and white. That's what you wear. That you just see everything in a black and white sort of
wear
setting.
these stripes because it's what I believe.
Yeah, there's no shades of gray. Let me tell you, Earl, there's 50 Shades of Grey out there.
Are you telling me we live in a multi-tiered world where there's no such things as black and white, but just an ever-changing shade between?
No. E.L. James is telling you that.
Oh.
And I wouldn't even, I'm not going to read it to you. I'm not going to read you the book. You're not even going to read it yourself. You can get a free audiobook download of 50 Shades of Grey, Book 1 or Book 2. Doesn't matter where you start.
What can I listen to it on?
Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. You can have those, and there's over 100,000 titles to choose from, Earl. Think of how many shades of gray that is.
That's more than 50.
It is more
than 50. That's a lot.
If you don't get it, you're screwing yourself. Then it's Earl screwed Earl.
Story of my life.
Welcome, everyone, to Curtain Jerks, right here on the Comedy Podcast Network. I'm Scott Narver.
And I'm Steve Sears.
And this week is packed to the rafters with all kinds of wrestling goodness.
There are bloated fish with news coming out of gills of fish, and the rafters are being stunk up by how much news there is. This is a bloated barn.
Steve is full of starch.
That's right. So is Scott.
But I feel good about it.
That was a big spaghetti lunch.
It was a big spaghetti lunch.
Not a lot of spaghetti for lunch these days.
No. And Steve made it himself.
That's true.
I didn't do anything.
Scott was watching Impact on his computer while he was working on his computer.
I was rewatching it because I had already seen it.
Man, see, this is what happens when we pull the curtain back. We really, find out the wrestling's really
everybody already knows you watch the shows when I come over right before we record.
This is true, unless I'm cooking, which is a rarity.
Yeah, this was the first time. We normally go out for lunch.
This is true.
So yeah, we're comedians who live in Los Angeles. Talking
As you
about
can
wrestling.
tell by the bits.
Oh, the bits! Put that bit in your face. That's what a wrestler should say.
Yeah.
You think that's funny, Santino? Put this bit in your face.
Yeah, and then he puts the cobra over the guy's head.
Mm-hmm.
And then robs a store.
Shoves him in a toilet.
Nerd.
See, that would be better than what happened this past Smackdown.
You are just angry about this last Smackdown.
I don't like it. Okay, here's what happened. I posted it on our Facebook. On the past Smackdown, what happened was it was Santino Marella versus...
Three-man band?
No, well, just Heath Slater.
Mm-hmm.
Jinder Mahal was on the outside.
Yeah, the heart of three-man band.
Jinder Mahal was on the outside for three-man band. And on the outside for Santino was Hornswoggle and Great Khali. Because they're so different. And he brought out the Cobra, and Jinder Mahal pulled out a flute to charm the Cobra.
He's a snake charmer because he wears a turban.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why Jinder Mahal kept his turban on?
That, and it's part of his outfit.
I think, but they had to keep the turban on so they knew the whole snake charming aspect was still relevant. I think
everyone can also tell that he's Indian from his name being Jinder Mahal.
I always thought he was Italian.
Well, Great Khali doesn't wear a turban, and he also busted out a flute. And they both tried to charm the Cobra into either not attacking Heath Slater or attacking Santino or attacking Heath Slater. Oh, it went back and forth. And what was...
Sounds like a real soap opera.
Yeah, it sure was. And what was great was these guys can't play the flute, so it was dubbed in. That's right. That's right, everybody. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. These guys know how to fight. These guys know how to get it done in the ring. They don't know how to play the flute.
Do you think it was dubbed in post, or do you think it was played over the PA system for everybody there?
Nope, post.
Yeah?
Because that's what SmackDown does. They do it in post.
Great.
Because when they would do attacks when someone uses the bell, they add the bell noise on SmackDown shows.
Bawooga!
That's right, the bawooga. It's insulting. I don't like it. I don't like it when they add stupid stuff like that. If you're going to play the flute, play the flute. However you play it, you play it.
Aren't you glad that they didn't put in special effects like computer graphics or something like that? Wouldn't that be terrible?
I'm sure they do that from time to time. They have to do reshoots on stuff every so often.
Yeah.
So it's just, I don't like that stuff. I don't like it when they tinker with it, when they start to get creative and go, let's add more to it after the fact. The crowd, they have to already mute the crowd from booing. They have to cut out the audio and just put in like a
room tone, a stadium room tone
as that's going on.
Yeah.
So, dreadful. Dreadful. Shame on you, SmackDown crew.
Shame on you, SmackDown. You know what? I think the SmackDown crew isn't to be blamed. I think the people in charge. No, the people in charge are to be blamed.
Hey, who do you blame?
I blame the people in charge.
I blame the SmackDown crew for doing it. They could have said, you know what?
Yeah, but they're already...
That's in poor taste.
They're already the SmackDown crew, Scott. You're gonna jump all over them for that? I feel like whoever said, hey, you know what's a great idea? What if they played flutes? And what if we put the sound in afterwards? There was the one crew guy who was like, geez, I don't know. It sounds kind of stupid. You know what happened to that guy?
Promoted.
Pedigree.
Are you mad at the general, or are you mad at the guy that fired the bullet, the grunt that was given the order?
Well, it's tough if people are following orders. That's what Nuremberg was all about, Scott.
No, Tom Selleck.
Was he in Nuremberg?
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't just a movie that was on TNT, right?
Yeah, it was with Tom Selleck.
All right.
And I'm mad at Tom Selleck and not the director.
Yeah, but it wasn't
causing Nuremberg to happen.
Didn't he play Eisenhower?
I'm sure he played everybody. Mr. Baseball.
Yeah, he was in Mr. Baseball. He was in Quigley Down Under. Quigley at Nuremberg.
He's Mr. Runaway.
Oh, Mr. Runaway was
fighting Gene Simmons.
Very gross.
Yeah. So that gets us off and going. But Steve had something he wanted to talk about last week on the show. Do you remember what that was?
Yes, gloves.
Yes, you wanted to speak about wrestling gloves.
Well, I was thinking about it. No, don't say it like I wanted to talk about wrestling gloves. I said,
did.
I didn't say I want to talk about wrestling gloves. I said, you know what we could talk about next time? Gloves. Because that's another thing that's rarely talked about. But if you say, I want to talk about
wrestling
wrestling
said the gloves are coming off. And I want to have the discussion too. Otherwise, I just would have removed it and assume you forget about it.
Don't say, I want to talk about wrestling gloves.
What's bad
it
about
makes me
that?
sound like a fucking serial killer. Why did you say we're going to have a talk about gloves?
No, what makes you look like a serial killer is if you wore a t-shirt to Impact that says, I'm a Chris Benoit guy.
Yeah, so fuck the glove conversation. We just saw that on Impact. That was like almost a millisecond of what? We watched it again.
Some guy in the front row.
Red t-shirt,
who there's also been the shirt reported at Payback, WWE Payback. So it's not just a TNA thing. It's either the same guy or someone selling t-shirts that says, I'm a Chris Benoit guy.
And it's that Texas Chainsaw Massacre font where it's like big and bold but a little bit degraded around the edges.
And it's your color red of shirt.
It was, yeah, it looks like from a distance, it's like, oh, it's the new Daniel Bryan t-shirt. Wait a minute, he's a Chris Benoit guy.
Yeah.
What's the verdict on that, yay or nay?
I assume that guy is a Chris Benoit guy.
Yeah, I believe you. Yay! I don't think I'd wear that shirt. Nay.
Unless there's something really insightful in the back, I wouldn't wear that shirt.
Yeah, unless it just says his work ethic underlined, and then in parentheses, not the murder stuff.
Yeah, I can't back myself up in a fight. There's no reason for me to wear that shirt. I know that I was a Chris Benoit fan and still forget about what happened. So if I see anything with him, I go, hey, where's he at?
And then you remember, and it's like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see why they don't talk about him.
Yeah, there's no way to talk about, like, that's the other thing, is there's no way to talk about him or address it in any way that would ever feel like, oh yeah, what a terrible end to that story.
Or is there on a t-shirt?
Yeah, I think the t-shirt's really the last bastion of truth when it comes to storytelling, I feel like. If it's on a t-shirt, then that's your status update, but in person, in real life.
I'd wear Chris Benoit running shoes.
How so?
If they had his face on the side and like on the other side it said like Rabid Wolverine and some claw marks, I'd totally wear those.
Was that so you could run away from people that are like, hey, what the F, man?
I don't think people are going to notice them. And if they do, I think they sooner go, when the fuck were those made?
Are both of our characters talking about those shoes Canadian? That's what I realized. Like, hey, what the F, man?
Hey, when were those made, huh?
Yeah, those look real great.
What are those lace-ups or those Velcro?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take up any of your time. Thanks for talking to me.
Oh, did you want to buy some donuts?
I just know a great place down the street. I don't even sell them. I'll just get you some, okay?
I'll get you some. I'll buy them for your shoes.
Yeah, it's great. What a kind people.
They are very kind people. Wrestling gloves.
Booker T has them. Seth Rollins has them.
What is your interest in them?
I just thought they were cool. Manic wears them, but it doesn't matter. Dork.
Would you wear them? I
While
imagine
wrestling?
they would mess up
Well, also
your grip.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, if you got football players wearing them, I think that's sort of MVP.
Offensive or defensive?
Both.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yet they still fumble.
They still fumble. I think I'd wear gloves. It's pretty. Seth Rollins looked pretty badass with his gloves.
Would you what would you have would you have specialty gloves? Would they be skeletons, bones for the fingers? Anything?
Ooh, it sounds like a little bit of a what's his name? Not Vampiro. That's what that sounds like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, also they have those tactical gloves that SWAT team guys have that have like plastic brass knuckles on them. I wouldn't wear those because I think those would actually hurt people.
I don't think the ref would let you wear those.
No. Undertaker's got those MMA gloves. Those always look pretty cool.
True.
Yeah.
But what is your fascination with gloves?
They just look cool. Boxing gloves with hunting knives taped to them, like in Dead Rising 2.
Do you prefer a wrestler that sooner wears gloves over a wrestler that doesn't wear gloves?
I think it depends on the character. I think a Kofi Kingston could wear gloves if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. I think Seth Rollins, if you have any sort of tactical-looking guys, they could wear gloves, just like Big Boss Man. He'd wear gloves every once in a while. It goes with sort of the costume of the character, I think.
Okay. What if Yoshitatsu wore gloves and you saw him on television, so then you could actually watch his matches?
I think that'd be awesome.
Would it affect your opinion of him in either way, good or bad?
Certainly not bad, because I think Yoshitatsu can do no wrong.
What if
I think, if anything, Yoshitatsu could do more.
What if Randy Orton wore gloves?
I think that'd be weird. Wouldn't it be?
I don't know, Steve. Would it? I'm asking you.
All right, I'll go with it this way. I think anytime you're just wearing trunks and boots and maybe like knee pads and elbow pads, I think gloves look a little bit strange at that point.
Here are the type of gloves that Randy Orton's going to wear, okay? It's up to the elbow. So like a fashionable
cocktail,
ladies glove.
like a cocktail party evening dress glove.
But they're super tight, and they've got straps on them, and all up them are snakes.
Live snakes?
Yes, live snakes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead snakes at the end of every match. I'd watch that just for the snake problem, and then see how WWF would respond.
You mean the World Wildlife Fund?
Yeah.
Yeah. See if they really come to blows. WrestleMania 30, WWF versus WWE. Take that, Undertaker.
I think WWE could get behind killing some animals live on stage.
I'm sure.
Sage, ring. Oh my God.
Well, another guy that wears gloves is a featured guest on the show quite often. And he's featured on Raw quite prominently right now.
This is an interesting storyline. I think this is definitely familiar.
Of course, I'm talking about Goldust.
Of course.
Goldust is on the show quite often, and he wears gloves. But when he's out of character, no gloves. As you saw him in his button down, but he's painted up.
He's still painted up. You know what would be great? He should be wearing his suit underneath his suit.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
So he just keeps sweating?
I think also when he's wearing casual clothes, he should be wearing his bodysuit under a t-shirt and jeans. I think that'd be great.
I'd like for him to be Dustin now.
Dustin Rhodes? Gold Dustin? Huh?
I don't need the gold anymore. I prefer him to be a man.
That's true. I don't. The fact that he puts the makeup on is very strange to me. It's almost like people wouldn't recognize him.
They wouldn't recognize me.
I think he puts it on because he doesn't think people would recognize him.
Well,
people will remember me no matter what.
Hey, I was gonna introduce you. It's Goldust, everybody. Goldust is here.
Ooh, yeah.
I didn't notice you behind the stuffed bear that we have.
Oh, the giant stuffed bear. Who is this from? Let me just check this card right here. Ooh, it's a long letter. Ooh, I'll just
let me help you right
bottom.
there. You're before you read it, you licked your finger, and then you're running your finger across the ink, and you're smudging all the ink. So it would have been easier to read. No,
I'm reading each line. I'm just covering it up after I'm done so no one can read it. Ooh, what a nice bear you got from Bruno Sammartino.
That was sent from Bruno Sammartino?
You never read the card that was on the bear?
We just got here. We didn't get through all of our fan mail yet.
Oh, so what a big bear.
I would call him Bear No Sammartino.
Oh, that's so funny, Scott Narver. Oh,
do you have a stomachache?
No.
How much pasta did you eat?
I'm just so excited. I didn't have any pasta. Do you guys have pasta?
We do. You might be full up with starches, though.
I don't have any starches in me. I'm just full of gold Slurpees.
Gold Slurpee? Where do you get a gold Slurpee?
Usually from behind the 7-Eleven after you drink about 4 quarts of water and you just get some nice...
Oh, come on. Are you talking about drinking pee?
It's an ice cream cone that's melted.
All right. I hope so. Ooh. Don't eat the yellow snow cones.
Well, I don't get them. Why? It's a gold Slurpee.
Look, you're in training. You possibly could win the WWE Tag Team titles at Battleground this Sunday.
Ooh, can you imagine the program they'd have for me and Cody after that? Ooh, real long-term planning there. Ooh, yeah, the Shield is totally going to drop the belts to us. I really believe that.
I can't. I'm having trouble believing anything you're saying right now.
Is it because of my new face makeup? My fake up?
Yeah, it is rather fake.
That's because today I'm dressed as you, Scott Narver.
Look, it's you have a fake beard on your face.
It's gold.
Yeah, well, I don't have a gold beard, so it was very difficult to figure out what you're dressed up as.
Oh, should I just do black, nothing but black face paint, maybe a little bit of really bright red lipstick?
I don't dress like that.
No, don't you? And a big bow tie and a floppy top hat? Is that what you want?
I'm not Al Jolson. Is
that what you want?
I am not Al Jolson.
Ooh, famous white actor.
A famous white-black actor, really. I wanted to ask you, why are you still Goldust? Why do you still insist on being Goldust when everybody knows now you're Dustin Runnels?
Who?
You don't know who you are?
Reynolds?
Runnels.
Runnels?
It's very confusing. I can't keep track of it myself. You're Dusty Rhodes' son, but he revealed himself to be a couple weeks ago on Raw. His name is Virgil Runnels. That's your father's name.
Runnels.
And then you have gone by the name of Dustin Runnels for a very long time. But then he was famously known as Rhodes and then used that name. And then you, I think, didn't want to use his name. You branched off. But why don't you be Dustin Rhodes or Dustin Runnels? Or why do you still insist on being Goldust?
Look, Scott Narver, Steve Sears from Curtain Jerks. Every time I go by my own pace, and by my own ship, and by my own winds, I look like this. Gold Dunnels.
You're calling yourself Gold Dunnels?
Gold Dunnels. Gold Tunnels. Gold Tunnels.
I don't think anybody wants to follow you up those tunnels.
No, but I'm certainly going to be going up the Shield's tunnels this Sunday at Battleground.
Do you think your gloves will help you? You wear gloves when in combat.
You know, a lot of people don't know these, but these gloves right here are attached to the sleeves.
They're attached to the sleeves.
Once on this podcast, I filled up my suit with fluid. Do you remember that?
I do, but I assume every podcast you fill your suit up with fluid.
That's not just podcasts. That's when I'm in the ring, when I'm in the airport, when I'm wrestling, when I gotta go to the bathroom.
But we've been talking wrestling gloves. Do they give you an advantage in the ring?
Yeah, when I fill them up with urine or fluid, they get all floppy. Because they're attached to the sleeves.
But how does that help you? I don't understand how urine-filled gloves help you.
Well, think of it this way. I have to fill my suit up all the way to my armpits to fill up my gloves.
But how does that help you combatively in the ring? Do guys smell your gloves and go, what is that, piss? And then you get a pinfall on them?
No, it's final. No fluid gets through. I'll tell you what happens. My confidence gets a big boost because I know I can pee at any time I want.
Well, I guess that's good news for you and bad news for the rest of us.
No. I keep it safe inside my suit. Gold tunnels. That's where we put the toxic waste.
Well, feel free to use our guest showers if you like.
Sure, I don't know why. No fluid's going to be able to get through my vinyl suit.
Yes, but you should change your suit every so often and wash up.
You mean just pull right here at the top?
Don't
the
pull
collar?
at the top. Don't pull at the top.
Oh, there's a little bit of spilled out.
God.
A little bit of spilled out. A little bit
There's urine on the
out.
table. There's urine on the table.
All right,
I don't know if that's all yours.
I hope I answered all your questions. I'm sliding on out of here.
Oh, that is... Steve, get the Swiffer.
I'm going to stay here by the wall and wait till that evaporates.
That's your spot.
I'm going to record standing up for the rest of the podcast.
He's got piss on your spot.
Yeah, it's his now.
But we don't have
I
a
saw
janitor.
the gray. I know how this shit
We don't
works.
have a janitor here.
We don't?
No, Swagger's never hired one yet.
Oh my God, I have a great idea. We should do like a 6-episode podcast arc where we'll nominate a janitor and then we'll have all these competing wrestlers who want to be a janitor on the show.
I think that's a bit much, especially when you wanted to have this segments of Swagger interviewing people for jobs, and then that didn't. We never aired any of those tapes.
And then we haven't aired any of those tapes.
We did air one, and then the interest was lost.
That's true. Well, and we've just got this stack of cassette tapes that I've been using to build a little fort.
Well, now there's some piss on them.
Well, what am I supposed to do, Scott? It's a fort.
Piss ruins cassette tapes.
You want me to piss on Goldust? You want me to go find Goldust and pee on him?
No, because that'll make him feel great.
Good, because I don't know how a person's supposed to, retaliate in this situation.
All right. Well, we need to hire a janitor, clearly. Okay. Especially for you, because you're in the piss zone.
No, I'm not. I'm in the wall. I'm holding my microphone up.
Yes, but,
Look.
It's on your half of the room. It happened one night, this room.
I know. We had a big fight, and we taped off the entire room, and I got my side, and you got your side. I'm going to be in my half of the hammock recording the rest of this.
All right. Stop standing in the hammock. You're going to stretch it out.
Very dangerous.
Well, an interesting thing, I was reading the news sites this week, and I saw AJ Styles' current TNA deal runs through December after recently signing a short-term contract extension. The two sides will discuss extending the agreement after Bound for Glory. I got this from SES Coops.
I think it's SES Coops. It's Straight Edge Society Coops.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Man, the last thing I'd want to do around Christmas time is contract negotiations.
Well, what if Santa got you a really good contract?
I think that'd be great, but I don't call my lawyer is Jewish.
Is he?
No, I don't have a lawyer. Do you have a lawyer?
Yeah, Joseph Park.
Oh, that's really?
Yeah, Park.
Is that every time I was wondering why at the end of our?
Why do you think he's on call all the time? He's my fucking lawyer.
Every time you interview him, you sort of take him aside at the end and be like, just a moment, Steve, and then you talk to him in hushed tones.
I just say, "Are we cool?
Yeah,
are we cool?"
What does he say?
He says, "Yeah, we're cool." What do you want me to do? An impression of him?
No,
that'd be rude.
That's
my lawyer.
That's your lawyer. If you're doing impressions of your lawyer, then how are you ever going to take him seriously?
I can't. Yeah. So, but not only that. As of this recording, this is reported today on October 2nd, Wednesday, Hulk Hogan is now officially a free agent after his TNA contract expired yesterday, the 1st of October. The two sides are currently in negotiations about Hogan's future, and of course, it will come down to the almighty dollar. With TNA releasing a slew of talent this year, losing truckloads of money by taking Impact on the road, and knowing many of their employees' back pay, one of the biggest stories of the year, whether he will be on TNA and if they will keep him around by paying up. Wow. This is huge.
This is really huge.
Hogan's a free agent.
God, I hope that means we can get him back in the receptionist booth.
I don't want him there.
No? You think he deserves better?
Yeah, I think it's ROH's turn.
Yeah, you know what? It is time. Hulk Hogan would be a great fit for ROH with all that technical wrestling.
It would be a good fit. All those handshakes, and then him giving out shirts to everybody and saying "tear 'em," and then trying to learn everyone's names.
Oh God, You imagine meeting Hulk Hogan in the locker room, him like being really excited, and then him being like, "Hey man, you got it, Steve Sears," because you're
man,
Scott.
You're a tiny little dude. Man, I used to wrestle giants, but you're all tiny little guys.
God, do you think
You guys are adorable, and then just scruffing everybody's hair.
Do you think Hulk Hogan ever killed anybody?
Ever killed anybody?
Yeah, just crushed someone's windpipe like in the bathroom of a steak restaurant in the 80s.
No.
No.
You think he's killed a man?
I was just thinking about it right now. If you think about how all those 80s wrestlers looked, like they literally were Supermen. They were gigantic, beefy Supermen. Just like, I don't know, one
Did he kill for pleasure, or was it
no rage?
Accidental?
I think like a rage blackout.
So, are you gonna buy a shirt, a yellow shirt that says "I'm a Hulk Hogan guy" now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
Oh man!
Based on this one sort of the fleeting thought I had.
And then when you meet him, hey dude, you're a murderer, right? Back up my shirt.
And he said, brother. That's when I slowly tear it off.
Because every time you talk to Hulk Hogan, you're meeting him for the first time.
Yeah.
He's had an overload of people.
Yeah.
There's no way he retains anyone.
It's a shame because all of his general managers and servers at Hogan's Beach, they're always like, oh, Hogan's coming in. Great. I'm really going to make an impression this time. Every time it's like, hey, table for two. I'm actually your general manager. I run the day-to-day operations here. Great, brother. Table for two.
I do believe that is definitely the case. It is time for the plug of the week.
Did we cover? Did we explore enough of TNA's sort of contract sort of situation? It's big news. I don't know.
AJ wears gloves, Steve.
Yeah, it's true.
I think.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I know you have a really specific theory about how Hogan and AJ are going to come back and no one else is going to get their jobs. Oh, wait, was that the entire thing?
No, it was. I was informing you of that, and it is a big deal because those are two big prominent names within the company right now. I don't think Hogan's going to stick around.
Do you think is AJ the biggest name in the company right now? I think they've got Main Event Mafia. They've got Kurt Angle coming back.
Yeah,
and Bound for Glory.
That's several names. They're all in one group.
Yeah,
but AJ Styles is at their WrestleMania. He's the good guy.
Yeah,
going up against Bully Ray. He is a huge name. He's their guy. He's
the homegrown talent.
Yeah. That'd be big if they let him go.
That'd be so. Where would he go?
WWE. They're a pretty big company.
I haven't heard of them. Or do you think he's been like? I assume WWE would have got him sooner than this, right?
He's been with TNA.
Oh,
he's been with TNA for 10 plus years.
Wow.
So it's kind of hard.
I mean, I'd love to see Daniel Bryan or CM Punk go up against AJ. I think that'd be awesome. Actually, I'd rather see Austin Aries sort of in that arena, that being said.
I'd love to see him as the real-life Cobra. And then Jinder Mahal and Great Khali trying to charm him away.
I thought you meant like in a G.I. Joe movie, which, God, it's 2013. I say that like that doesn't exist.
You mean the third one?
Yeah, in the third one. Yeah, but I don't count those other two. They're not G.I. Joe movies. They're weird movies with The Rock in them.
Have you... Only one of them has The Rock in them.
I've only seen the first one. I haven't seen the second one.
Well, then... You're saying there are only weird ones with The Rock in them. The one I saw doesn't have The Rock in it.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen the second one?
I've only seen G.I. Joe the movie,
which is what the movie should be like.
Yeah, with Sergeant Slaughter in it.
Yeah.
It is time for the plug of the week. This week, Squared Circle Ringwear. We all love wrestling t-shirts, but you get tired of wrestling t-shirts that come from WWE.
The status quo.
Yeah, if they're all black shirts and then on the back it's got, this was made by WWE, so everyone knows what it is, rather than it's just the cool design on the front, like those cool CM Punk shirts, and you're like, don't put shit on the back.
Yeah, I just want something on the front. I don't want people looking at whatever the weird thing is that's written on the back.
Yeah, don't expose it. Like, everybody gets it. I want something clever. I want something different. I see everybody wearing the same ones all the time. Like, I want something different. And now they're all pink to help breast cancer. Good for you. I want something different.
I've got a
I hate my mother.
I've got a point to make about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but finish this plug.
Oh, well, that's why you would go get something from Squared Circle Ringwear. You can go to facebook.com/Squared Circle Ringwear and check out their website, www.squaredcircle.biz. That's squared, R-E-D, not just square. And they got awesome shirts. I got their Fandango Monday Night Fever t-shirt, which is no longer available for sale. Sometimes you got to snap these up. They come and go. They got an awesome Slater's Gonna Slate t-shirt. They've got a Pepsi shirt that's a voice of the voiceless generation. It's a CM Punk logo, but done as Pepsi.
Nice.
They've got a great shirt that's the Run DMC type shirt. That's but it's Fuck Cena. So FCKCNA. If you don't like Cena, that's a perfect shirt to get.
And
right
you
there.
love Run DMX. Go for it.
Yeah, Run DMX.
Good shit. Run DMC. Run DMX is what's happening recently because he got all high in a hotel room and he was walking around naked.
He's like Juventud. Get yourself some alternative wrestling ringwear and get it from Squared Circle Ringwear. And of course, tell them Curtain Jerk sent you. Now it is time for Jerk Tweets.
Hold on. With all those pink T-shirts for the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Fund.
Yes.
I understand that they have all these T-shirts and that all of it goes to breast cancer awareness, research, cure. But even the bad guys have those T-shirts also. It's like, wait a minute, you guys, see, you're a good guy after all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what bothers me. There's no continuity.
You know who I blame?
Who?
Smackdown crew.
That's terrible. It's
I
not
blame
their
them.
fault. It's not their fault.
I blame them. It is time for Jerk Tweets. Each week, go to Twitter and follow us at Curtain Jerks and send us your hashtag Jerk Tweets. First one we've got here is from GT2010 saying, "It was an honor to be mentioned on Curtain Jerks last week." Well, it was our pleasure. Thank you for sending Jerk Tweets, and that's what we do. We address it. He says, "Who would win in a handicap match? Tito Santana or Los Matadores? No bulls allowed."
Ooh, that little bull guy's creepy.
Very creepy.
Yeah. Jeez. What kind of match is this? Like, besides handicap, is it in a cage?
This is a no bulls allowed match.
No bull. All right, no bull. No bull. No bull.
Yeah.
God. Man, Tito, he goes back and forth. He's entertaining to watch, but just really loses a lot.
Tito's he is like both of those guys because he's the size of both of them if you duct tape them together.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's two of those guys.
So they can walk around him.
Mm-hmm. And they have two capes to try and entice him to run through them.
That's true. I think he sees red sometimes and he's got to go for it.
I'm going to say Los Matadores win this one.
I think I'm going to have to go with you on that one. Los Matadores, it's their beginning. I think they're going to get a good push. I think they're going to get a lot of wins under or above or on the belt.
Rio Yanez. I don't know how to say these names, guys.
Let me see.
Rioyanez.
Yeah.
Rio Yanez.
Rio Yanez.
But I don't know if it's Rio Yanez.
Oh, Rio and Nez.
Maybe, yeah. He tweets for
two people.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be a tag team. I don't know. These are things I don't know. I can only speculate. If you could have any two wrestlers switch entrance songs, who would you pick? And as always, fuck you, Steve Sears.
ever loving. Gosh.
Could be that. Fuck you, Steve Sears. Could be from Rio and Nez.
That's correct. I think the first thing I think of is Randy Orton and CM Punk having like switched the music. Like, and Orton came out with that weird. What was it?
He came out
with that sort of thrash hardcore song
with Punk's first song for like a week, and then they scrapped it.
Yeah, and then how long did they wait till they gave it to CM Punk?
When he debuted.
Nice.
So I don't know when the time difference was in that. Kill switch engage.
Ooh, that's right. That's right. I'd like Christian to go back to his old music where they say Christian. I like that one a lot. I'd like to hear John Laurinaitis sing Main Event Mafia's song. I know that's just a personal thing I have.
The one with no lyrics?
Yeah.
The one it's just a bunch of weird sounds?
Yeah, that one.
Oh, all right.
Maybe next week, huh?
No, well, if you want, he's here.
Is he here?
Yeah. Not everybody just bursts in though when you just prompt them to. Well, because he's not a wrestler.
No. He's speaking of which, I saw a picture of him as the hyper dudes or the cool dudes or whatever.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I don't remember.
It was him and Shane Douglas.
Yeah.
They talk about two guys who should not have been skateboarding. Like they just did not.
Big muscle guys.
Big muscle guys. They did not look like a happy-go-lucky 80s guys.
Can I comment on this?
No.
Can I comment?
Yes, Mr. Laurinaitis, yes. Yeah.
My ears are burning.
Yeah, sorry. I was commenting that I
That
thought
is the name of my latest album. My ears are burning.
This is your album of you singing famous wrestling songs, correct? Entrances?
I would prefer an introduction, if you will.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast, John Laurinaitis.
You don't want to mention any of my previous accomplishments?
One part of the tag team, Dynamic Dudes.
Fair enough, I'll take it. Better than what I get in an airport lounge. Yes, John Laurinaitis is here, and I have some news.
Wait a minute, what do you get in an airport lounge?
Hey, everybody, is your flight delayed? Well, not anymore, because here's the flight of song.
You play in an airport lounge?
Yeah. Oh, where do you play?
Geez.
Where do you do your comedy? Huh?
I do it on this podcast.
Oh, you do it on this podcast, huh? Oh, what kind of audience do you get? What kind of live audience do you get with reactions that boo you and say, stop it, no more, please, for the love of God, my children are upset?
Well, besides our army of post-production supervisors who watch us during the actual show and Edge, hey guys, okay,
Edge, pleasure, as always.
Good to see you again, John Laurinaitis.
You, of course, know me. I'm a very accomplished man.
Not exactly my biggest fan while I was in the WWE, but thanks.
Can't pick favorites. Can't pick favorites. Gotta treat all my children like I hate each and every one of them.
It sounded like you just said hate Edge.
What?
You just said hate Edge.
I did.
I don't appreciate you saying that you hate Edge because I'm Edge.
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're bending the rules.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, was this your Highlander end game?
Stop, Mr. Laurinaitis. Please stop making fun of Edge.
Do you realize that in an airport lounge, singing is just a limited job opportunity?
I can only imagine. I
Some
don't think
stand-up comedy is where it's at.
nobody has
I'm
the
like
brass
Don
ring.
Rickles.
No, you're
That
not.
is my latest influence. Don Rickles is a showman. Don Rickles knows where it's at. So he sings. He does a little bit of dance. He does some comedy. That's where I'm going.
So you're like a classic Vegas showman, but in an airport.
I don't see what you don't get about this. I'm like Don Rickles.
Oh, yeah, classic Vegas showman.
Don Rickles.
Yeah.
I'm specifically modeling. I don't know if you know the wrestling business. You take something that works and you take it directly.
Okay.
You don't adapt things. You just take it. So I saw a kid
Is that why you shaved?
skateboarding, and so I decided to go, hey, I know what I'll do. I'll cut that kid's hair off, put it on my head, steal his skateboard, and steal his clothes. That's why everything looks so inappropriate on me.
So
because I just took it.
In terms of Don Rickles, you shaved your head, you got yourself some tiny pair of glasses.
I took his tuxedo,
which is not fitting you. By the
No,
way.
it's not. But you can make fun of it. Look, what is this, penguin shrunk?
The penguin being the suit you're wearing?
Exactly.
Very, very good. Mr. Laurinaitis, what we were talking about was I was wondering if you would happen to do a TNA song on one of your albums.
Hey, look at this Italian guy over here. Who's stirring the sauce?
Are you talking about me?
I'm talking about you. You guys had pasta earlier. Who's stirring the sauce right now?
Well, we finished it. We ate it.
Hey, how do you know where to stop shaving?
I don't know.
When you reach the gold chains around your neck.
Oh, because Italian people are traditionally hairy and wear gold necklaces.
Yeah. Oh man, if I had an audience of people here right now, they'd be
I'm
going.
sure you'd be killing it. I'm sure you'd be
they'd
killing it. Would you be willing to sing a TNA entrance song on one of your albums?
A TNA entrance song?
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently working on a TNA album in case the WWE doesn't accept me back.
Whoa! I wanted to hear Main Event Mafia. Who else do you have on this show?
Main event, well, I can do practically everybody.
Okay. Let's see.
Jeff Jarrett.
You got Jeff Jarrett?
It's my world, my world, my world. It's my world, my world.
All right. Okay.
That's a difficult one.
Yeah, that one sounds a little bit rough.
AJ Styles.
Okay.
Get ready to fly. Get ready to fly.
Okay. How about Mickey James?
Mickey James. I currently have the WWE theme going through my head.
I bet she has that country song.
Hardcore cunt hair. Hardcore cunt hair. TNA, they're very risque.
Yeah,
over
they're
there.
very risque. I was about to say Kenny King's Crimson Mask the other night was very shocking.
Oh,
but that,
her hardcore cunt hair song is risque.
you know, I think I've always misheard that, and I feel like this is the first time I
What do you hear when you hear the song?
I usually hear hardcore country.
Oh, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
I don't.
Oh, like America's hardcore? No, we're very loving.
So
We accept you're tired and you're sick and you're poor.
and your bushy masses.
Yeah. Hardcore cunt hair.
All right, now I'm loath to do this because I feel like you're not gonna top hardcore country Mickey James theme. But can you do the main event Mafia theme?
Well, I've been
know
writing
it's-
lyrics for it
You have?
to spice it up. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of
It isn't
it's a bunch of
instrumental.
sounds.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of sounds, which is it's hardly entertaining. So I've written some lyrics for it.
Okay.
Main event mafia, bing bong bing. Main event mafia, bing bong bing. Samoa Joe, he likes coconuts. Magnus, he'll show you his nuts. Sting is here and he doesn't wear his makeup. Booda booda. Kurt Angle's in rehab. Booda boodum. Don't give him a drinky drug. Booda boodum. See, that's what I'm currently working on.
Wow, it's very.
It's been rejected by them.
I was about to say it's very contemporary.
That's what I like to think. I think it tells the story, but they don't seem to enjoy it too much.
Yeah, jeez. You know what? I think you're doing it. I think this is a great new place for you to go explore your music is TNA.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I often don't get too many compliments, so it means a great deal to me. Thank you, Mussolini.
Forget it because I'm Italian. One last thing.
Waka waka waka.
One last thing, Mr. Laurinaitis. Rio Inez wanted to know if there's any sort of entrance themes that you'd swap in WWE.
Of course, I would swap Scotty Too Hotty's music with Brock Lesnar.
How does Scotty Too Hot?
Banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it, banging it.
Oh my God!
Jump up, around. I'm jumping it around.
Oh my God!
Here we go. Go.
Now, what would Scotty Too Hotty's new entrance music sound like?
Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum. Well, if you're gonna interrupt me,
I'm sorry. I just thought
this is not a sing-along.
I'm sorry.
Mussolini.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Laurinaitis.
You're welcome. My albums are available in the lobby after the show is over.
Not digital download. They're
They're
only
available in the lobby after the show's
This
over.
is a radio show. How are people supposed to
They're
get?
cassette tapes. Please don't pee on them.
Too late.
Well, enough of that. We have one more jerk tweet we got to get to. I am Alejandroid. Says, opinion on CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan for WWE title at WrestleMania 30. Bryan goes in as champ, and Punk goes in as Rumble winner.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that'd be totally rad.
I think it'd be really rad. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I would like it, but I think there's too many other big players in the picture.
I think Daniel Bryan's gonna go into WrestleMania as the Rumble winner. I think he's gonna go in on the chase.
Do you think so?
I think so.
I don't think so.
You don't think? You think he's gonna get the belt before
I
then?
think there's too many other people that are poking their head in one to get in at WrestleMania 30.
Who?
Oh, I think you got your Undertaker. I think you got your Brock Lesnar. I think you got your Rock. Stone Cold, maybe. I think there may be a surprise return from another name or two from the past.
Somebody tall, somebody with broad shoulders, perhaps.
Yeah, fully. They're a wrestler. That fit that description.
Yeah. Somebody with tattoos.
I think Triple H wants in there. I think Orton's trying to. I think everybody's going to try and get this. Everybody's going to look for those spots, and there's a lot of spots to be taken. So maybe we'll have that match, but not for the title, which would be great. That'd be fine too.
Even if it isn't a title match, I'd love to see Bryan and Punk at WrestleMania 30. I think they'd steal the show.
I believe so as well. I think it'd be tremendous stuff, and I hope it happens. I'm not crapping on it. I want it to happen.
When's Rumble? January?
Yes.
I'm excited. I really am excited for the Rumble this year. I don't even know what's...
Take that, Battleground.
Yeah, take that, Battleground. Speaking of Battleground, our Battleground prediction video will be up by the time you're listening to this.
Well, I hope so.
Me too.
A little bit of pressure on me or you, depending on...
I don't know.
Actually, your end is much harder to do.
Oh, God, I'm peeing on these tapes. I'm so nervous.
Steve edits the episodes now.
That's true. Perhaps you'll notice the degrading sound quality and the awkward editing.
and the hitting of the microphones more often.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people think that it's just a matter of... got to work on that dissonance.
Take that, people that put in earbuds. Steve just attacked your brain. I didn't do that. All right, we have to address something, and we're gonna get to this bigger part of it, but this is so big. There's so many things to talk about, but we've touched on it a little bit already. Los Matadores debuted on Raw
With a tiny little bull man.
Right. It's Fernando and Diego, and they have El Torito, the bull.
little bull.
Yes. Where to begin? This is hard. I know fans want us to talk about all kinds of stuff, but things like this take all the attention.
You know what? It has been a weird week for wrestling, and between Triple H and Stephanie McMahon just torturing the Big Show,
and the Rhodeses,
and Austin Aries and Kenny King.
You got Bound for Glory shaping up. You got Battleground hitting the Sunday.
Kurt Angle's coming back. Gail King is an impersonator. All of these things. The Gail King conspiracy rages on.
Yeah. Quick side note. Look back at that six-person tag, Bromans and Gail Kim versus ODB, Eric Young, and Joseph Park, and look at Gail Kim. We don't think that's her.
Where is Gail Kim? What has TNA done to her? I hope she's all right. My thoughts go out to her and her family.
My thoughts go out to her. Her family is fine.
I hope so.
They should be fine.
No, they are fine.
Because
she is a fine-looking lady.
They know where she is.
Family.
That family knows where she is.
Do they?
They should.
I hope
They're
so.
her family.
Okay.
She doesn't talk to us often.
No.
So fuck her family. But
as soon as her family picks up a payphone and drops the 50 cents to drop us a line.
We thought maybe it's a nose job and that's still her, but no, she's bustier than that. Like, that was another thing that's like she's more filled out than who that woman is.
I don't know.
That's not her.
I don't know. There was something very strange about that match. And maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe she just didn't have her Wheaties that morning. Or maybe her Wheaties had her.
You're saying her breakfast cereal ate her?
Yeah. And her family's lying about it.
It's new pod people. It's
and then her chef husband has to track down Wheaties, and it's this big revenge thing.
Yeah, which guy is that?
I don't know, just a chef guy.
But he's a TV chef guy.
I don't know, but he really cooks. Huh? Okay.
Fuck you, Steve Sears!
Oh, come on! I'm trying here.
Don't anger the new Don Rickles for the new millennium.
Yeah, he's not the new Don Rickles.
Who is?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's John Laurinaitis, as far as I'm concerned.
No,
do you go see his shows?
Don Rickles?
No, not Don Rickles.
Forget about Don Rickles. We're done with Don Rickles.
I've seen Don Rickles.
The future is now John Laurinaitis?
Yeah. I've seen Don Rickles 3 times, and John Laurinaitis is the next man to take the mantle.
God, you know what? That is a hell of an endorsement, Scott.
Well, that's what I say. I'm
All
a
right.
fan. I go to LAX and I watch his shows.
Such a terrible drive.
What? But I'm seeing a hell of a show.
All right, okay.
Where are you gonna go? Second City at Hollywood at 9:30 p.m. and watch Bro Squad 5 on Saturday nights? That's an option too if you're in town and you get to see Steve Sears and myself do some comedy.
Yeah. Hey, contact us for comps. Not that there is any because it's packed every Saturday.
Actually, we do quite well.
Yeah, I think so.
We just don't see anything for it.
No.
Oh, God.
John Laurinaitis.
There are fucking bullfighters in wrestling again. It was the Matador Tito Santana, which was dumb enough as that was when I was a child.
Thank you very much for... I was about to say, what? Yeah, thank you. You just reminded me. There was a Matador before.
Yes, and that's why that was that scenario of a match. And I didn't like that as a kid. Like, I was never a Tito Santana fan, but then when he went away and came back as a bullfighter, I'm like, nope. I know I'm a dumb kid, but this is really dumb.
How are they supposed to do anything with these guys? It's not like they're going to get the tag belts. I mean... I guess I'm being really pessimistic about it, but it's like, hey, great. This is going to be funny that it's like I like the Conquistadors more because they didn't make any sense. The Matadors, it's like, yeah, right, guys, huh? It's like the...
At least for something where... I think I mentioned this before on the podcast. If you're going to do this with two guys that haven't been introduced to us as characters before. The majority of us know that's Primo and Epico. So...
Maybe Hunico?
I don't think so. But don't show us those guys. If you're gonna do this, don't repackage
Give someone else a great opportunity that would be a shitty opportunity for anybody else. If it's a shitty opportunity for someone who's already worked, then it's like, that's a shitty opportunity. But if it's a first-time opportunity, hey, that's a great opportunity.
Like, there's a big difference in going, Dolph Ziggler was whatever his name was in the Spirit Squad, and then going, all right, scrap that. And then he's a character by the name of Dolph Ziggler that wears this weird stuff, these zebra vests, and shakes everyone's hand and just says, I'm Dolph Ziggler. And that's it. Because it's a more of a bare bones realistic character rather than going the other way.
Backwards.
Yes, rather than going oh, God. I don't even know what. Like, basically taking...
your brain is melting.
I can't. There's fucking bullfighters with a bull. This is the dumbest part about it. Is the bullfighter's friend is a bull.
Yeah,
they fight fucking bulls and they're friends with the bull. Why isn't it a cat?
This is
or
what
a leopard.
No, the cat and mouse tag team.
Or a caterpillar.
You know what? What I originally thought was happening was I thought Los Matadors, when they came out and the little bull guy ran out, I didn't register how tiny he was. So I actually thought he was a big, gigantic wrestler called the Bull. And I was like, oh, man, what a great idea.
Oh, Ryback's getting 2 paychecks.
Yeah, like that's what they should have done. They should have introduced Los Matadors. And then it turns out these two guys are the valets for this giant bull. I think that works way better.
I agree.
Oh my God, it's Rey Mysterio.
It works better.
Rey Mysterio is El Torito.
You think so?
Yeah, he's so tiny.
But his knees work so good. You see that guy's knees?
That's right, yeah.
Okay, here's what I was going to say. Here's what makes sense in my brain now. You can't have The Undertaker be the dead man and then turn him into Fandango. You can't do that.
No, you're not allowed.
You can't take some strange persona of what a guy is and then everybody recognizes him as that and then go, oh, and now he's this.
Mm-hmm. It's too drastic. But Epico and Primico.
Primerica.
Primico. They what did they do before?
They were guys. They were people.
They were realistic people, and now they are not.
And Primo is still Carlito's brother. Like, we know that, and Carlito must be so fucking happy that he's not there, but yet hopefully feel bad about his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, you're a fucking bullfighter now.
Oh, he would spit in the face of that guy because he's not cool.
And it would take a long time for him to do it.
No.
It's just, I want to get to the point of this, and I want to talk to Vince McMahon about it.
Hey, let's go to the top, man. Let's call it in.
Because who else can answer these questions?
Questions? This is an outrage, Scott.
Well, you call, because I'm still...
Your hands are shaking. You're so angry.
I can't form questions. I can't form opinions because they're bullfighters and their friend is a bull.
Could you use that broom and knock over the cassette tape fort I made around the phone? I don't want to touch it.
All right. I'll just hit speed dial 1 because that's him.
Okay.
There we go.
Hello?
Hey, Vince McMahon, this is Scott Narver and Steve Sears from...
The hell is that?
What?
The hell is it? Hey. Hello.
Hello, hey.
Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good. Hi, Mr. McMahon.
Hi.
Was that too informal?
You think so? I'm a billionaire, pal.
Salutations, Mr. McMahon.
Salutations and good day.
How are you on this morrow?
I am very well. I am pleased as punch. How are you finding yourselves this afternoon?
I'm finding myself quite wealthy indeed.
Oh. Do you own WWE stock?
Yes, I do.
Oh, how many shares?
Last check, 95.
Oh, very well. So, if you're very wealthy indeed, would you like some DVDs, Blu-rays, T-shirts, posters, some light switch covers?
Certainly. I'll be on WWE Shop Zone once we conclude this quick little question.
It is WWEshop.com.
Yeah, what'd I say? WWE Shop Zone.
No Shop Zone. Shop Zone's dead.
I usually just hop on the internet and go to WWE Shop Zone right after I catch the War Zone on TNN.
No. The zone is gone. The zone has left.
The War Zone's gone?
The War Zone left since 9/11.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right, pal.
I thought it was after the Gulf War. Or did it start in the Gulf War?
No, the Shop Zone was created in the Gulf War. All the soldiers are going, what do we do? And I said, don't worry, get yourself some Crush T-shirts.
Oh, yeah,
and
Crush.
then they crushed them. They crushed those Persians.
Yeah, well, that's not accurate.
The Persian Gulf.
It's
So
in the Persian...
they got all those Persians, and then they made that movie out of it, 300.
Oh, the Persian Gulf is actually the body of water that's located by
Right,
there.
where
They were
all the-
actually liberating
All those
Kuwait.
Persians live with their gills.
They don't...
Yeah, they're
I'm sorry, are you mixing up Iran with the mysterious ancient city of Atlantis?
Iran, that is where Iron Sheik is from. I know Iran.
Yeah, the Iran
But
Sheik.
the Persians they're water people.
No, the Persia is Iran.
I don't think so.
No, it's the people say Persia because that's what it was before the Iranian regime. I believe.
Well, then why are they two different names?
People that are ashamed to call themselves Iranian usually say Persian because if you say Iranian, immediately you have a knee-jerk reaction.
Well, all right, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me because I know the man as Stone Cold Steve Austin, and not by anything else because that's his name.
That's
He's
right.
got a bunch of names going around for the guy.
No.
He's got a name.
Boulder Hard Steve Austin doesn't sound as cool.
It's not a person.
No, it's not a person.
It's not a person.
Speaking of which, Mr. McMahon,
Yes.
we've been...
Yes. I'm very happy today.
Why are you so happy today?
Have you seen Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, we did. We actually had a question about it. The Los Matadores.
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 There you go.
Debuted on Raw.
Yes.
Now,
Cash cow.
you think so?
Oh, I know so.
They came to the ring. Excuse me.
Exploded into the ring.
They exploded into the ring with a bull, a tiny little bull,
El Torito.
and he's their friend.
You know what that
correct?
translates to?
The little bull.
The bull.
Actually, the little bull.
No. Hold on. Who knows Spanish here, pal?
I do. El Toro is the bull.
I know Spanish. They're a dying breed ever since the first Thanksgiving. When the
Sp-
Pilgrims came
Oh.
over and killed all the Spaniards and Mexicans, and then this is our way of honoring.
No, I think you're
Around
mixing.
the holiday season, we are approaching Thanksgiving for all the dead Mexicans and Spaniards that we give something back.
You seem to-
Traditional bullfighters.
You seem to be mixing up several kinds of history and geography. I believe you meant Central America and perhaps the
Los Matadores.
Okay, well, we'll go back to Los Matadores. Now they're friends with a tiny bull. Wouldn't they be enemies with that bull?
That's her little bull friend.
Yeah.
You get it? That's called irony.
Oh, I guess.
Called irony. See? Why would Brock Lesnar hang out with a fat Jewish fella? That's irony, you see?
Curtis Axel?
I was speaking about Paul Heyman.
Oh, sorry. I blanked for a second.
Why would JBL hang out with a gay guy? Michael Cole.
Oh, I was about to say Jerry the King Lawler is gay?
No, Jerry the King Lawler. Why would such a guy that loves women wear fancy gay shirts?
Oh, those look like affliction shirts that he bedazzled himself in the
Yeah,
dark.
Michael Cole makes those.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Michael Cole is a known homosexual.
Really?
Well, look at that soul patch. You think that's what a straight guy has? No way. Why would a 300-pound Texas hillbilly redneck hang out with a gay guy? It's called irony. It's what we do in the World Wrestling.
JBL is
Entertainment.
300 pounds?
Well, give or take.
Yeah, it seems like he's like a 179 now. You see him, he looks gaunt.
179.
Doesn't he? He usually looks like he's swimming in those suits, doesn't he?
I don't want to get into all that about
Yeah.
man's weight. That's personal.
That is personal.
Back to the dead Mexicans.
Yeah, what, dead?
Well, yeah, how many Mexicans you see in a day? They're all dead.
Me, I see a few hundred, I'd say.
They own a couple of casinos, and other than that, they're all gone.
I think you're mistaking Mexicans for Native Americans, which in a way you could call Mexican Americans Native Americans. But
Unless I have a gimmick for it, I won't do it. So we got big plans for Los Matadores.
All right, yeah.
We got big plans. I'll give you a scoop on your little podcast.
well, just
Give me a little scoop.
to frame that, would you consider this a serious tag team, or is it more of a little bit of a comical tag team in the way of Tito Santana,
What are you kidding
I'm
me?
sorry, Tito
What are
Santana.
you? What are you? Are you fucking joking me right now?
I'm not joking
Are
you.
you fucking joking me right now?
I'm not joking
Are you
you.
jerking me?
I'm
are
not-
you doing your little podcast jerking me?
No, I'm.
Get your hands off my dick and don't you jerk me.
I'm not jerking
Don't
you.
you jerk me.
I-
That is for Linda to jerk.
You know what, Mr. McMahon? I just want to remind you, you are on the phone. Scott is terrified of your yelling.
You should be terrified because you have just insulted my
I'm
empire.
not. No, I'm not.
Is this a serious tag team or is this a comedic tag team? Daniel Bryan can go fuck himself. Randy Orton can go fuck himself.
Wow.
Triple H and Stephanie can go fuck each other.
So you're putting all chips behind Los Matadores.
Yeah, all these Spanish casino chips that they have in their casinos are being put behind this tag team. This is the biggest thing in all of World Wrestling Entertainment.
So they're gonna get a bigger push than the Shield.
This bigger than anything that's ever been in existence. This is bigger than Hulk Hogan being the Iron
So
Sheik.
this
This is bigger than Lex Luger slamming Yokozuna. This is bigger than all that combined. This is bigger than me blown up in a limousine. What we're gonna do? We're gonna have Los Matadores. They got the little bull friend, right?
El
We're
Torito.
gonna figure out. Who's Big Daddy Bull, right? Who's the big bull, huh?
Brock Lesnar.
No. Get your head out of your ass. Let me tell you what's what.
Okay.
Here's what we got. We're going to take the old costume of Giant Gonzalez.
Okay.
We're going to put it on the Great Khali, and we're going to get the head of Mantar. And we're going to have El Gran Toro Feo.
The Grand Ugly Bull.
The Great Ugly Bull.
The Great Ugly Bull.
That's right, and he'll be El Torito's father.
Wow.
The Undertaker and Kane and Paul Bearer, all that's dead in the water. Nobody cares anymore. This is the new family.
Well, it sounds
This
like
is the new thing that'll carry WWE across all platforms. There'll be movies. There'll be comic books. There'll be apps dedicated to this where you feed the bull. You gotta feed the bull.
is that gonna be a free app?
No, of course not. No.
Okay.
No. This app will cost. It'll be of course, the dead currency of pesos in order to honor those.
I don't think that's a dead currency. I think that's a quite active
it'll be,
currency.
323,000 pesos, which it's only a $4.99.
Okay. All right.
$4.99 American. But in order to honor all the dead Mexicans during the rest of the time of Thanksgiving, we'll be doing this for them.
It sounds like El Gran Toro Feo is
El Gran Toro Feo.
El Gran Toro Feo and El Torito. They seem to be more exciting than the Los Matadores. The Los Matadores are just sort of the platform for these two bulls, it sounds like.
Oh, but the Los Matadores, they'll be doing everything.
Yeah?
Oh, they'll break up as a tag team and go, oh no, two separate bullfighters, and they'll be back together. They'll win all the belts. Soon they'll take the Shield's vests and they'll be protected at all times. And then soon enough, Stephanie will figure out that Triple H is not the man for her, and then she'll have to decide between, of course, Fernando and Diego.
Now, how does one tell the difference between Fernando and Diego?
One is taller.
Which one?
Yeah.
Fair enough. You know what? Your enthusiasm is infecting me, Mr. McMahon. I think I'd be interested to see how this plays out.
This will be the main event of WrestleMania 30.
Are you sure you don't mean Matadora Mania Triento?
I'm not sure if I do, but I like the sound of that. You're finally getting on board, so good. Put my dick down and get on board.
Fair enough.
All right, there you have it. So, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's
done
everything.
here?
I think that's everything. Mr. McMahon.
I have things to do.
What do you got next?
I have to resurrect more dead cultures and expose them for children of the world to learn about. Because wrestling is where you learn about culture.
It's where you learn the most about culture, I think.
That's what I just recently found out Darren Young's a gay man.
Oh, well.
We're going to exploit the hell out of that.
Don't
All handicap matches, because that's what he likes.
I don't think
That's
so.
what he's going to like. He's going to like the 2-on-1.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, and a bowl of Jello. Yeah, because that's what he wants it all over him.
You know what, Mr. McMahon? I think you're a very shrewd businessman, and I think you take risks, and I think sometimes they really pay off.
Yeah, I think so. So look out for Darren Young taking it from all sides.
Fair enough.
I gotta go.
Wow. Man, Vince McMahon, we haven't had him on the show for a while, have we?
I think it's been a little bit, and
Yeah.
I see why.
Yeah, he is the fucking dynamo.
I mean, good for him for having these ideas, but fuck, they're offensive.
Yeah, they are really offensive. But I mean, at least we get to we get to enjoy them. We get to watch them.
We get the scoops.
Yeah, we get to see them burst into flames.
Yeah, we we do. So hopefully you've been charmed from both sides today, on both of the sides of your ears, from Steve the Snake Charmer and Scott the Snake Charmer.
That's right. Where are you in the ring? Hopefully triumphant.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode of Curtain Jerks. Of course, rate and review the show on iTunes. That helps us so much. That's like putting $1 million in our digital pockets.
That's true.
You guys have no idea. It really is like that. And of course, the plug of the week, Squared Circle Ringwear. Check out their shirts. They've got awesome t-shirts. Tell them Curtain Jerk sent you. Follow us on Twitter, all that good stuff. Be sure to check out our Facebook. We got great matches and funny stuff on there. And hopefully soon, maybe we'll be going to Bound for Glory. We'll keep you updated on that as well.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. And I think I'm gonna try to do some field audio at that one. I'm always excited to do field audio at live events.
You get super high pitched and like, yeah, so here we are. We're at the show and there's a lot of people around.
Nachos.
Right, Scott?
Yeah, and then by the end of the episode, my voice is completely gone because I've been high-pitched squealing the whole time.
Get him, Joseph Park! So, all that and more, and we'll see you next week for another exciting episode. Till then, I'm Scott Narver.
And I'm Steve Sears.
Enjoy your wrestling, kids.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.